according to Article 5, if one NATO member is attacked, that means the entire NATO countries are attacked. Till now, we did not get the response from Washington, we did not get the response from other powerful NATO members, and some commentators are saying this attack is equivalent to the mocking to President Donald Trump by Vladimir Putin on the peace negotiations.
Thanks for passing me the mantle. A very warm welcome to all our panelists here today. Of course, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he has held talks with the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk after drones had targeted Ukraine crossing into Polish airspace, which of course marks a different era of escalation. Right now we see the spillover effect coming into play, and of course entirety of Europe had seen what Russia can do, and of course they see it in Ukraine. But as of today, of course, it's a spat in the face of Donald Trump's administration and all the efforts he had taken in mediation between the relevant parties. But this time around, it's Poland, it could be Hungary in the coming days. The United States has also approved almost $1 billion sale of advanced air-to-air missiles and related equipment to Finland, another country which shares a long and vast border with Russia. So this aggression and this escalation is ongoing as it unfolds. But there are other developments in international news, which I'm sure, Mr. Rashid, you have already are studying already.
Why suddenly it took place after Alaska summit?
Well, when the Alaska summit took place August 15th, I said at that time that this would be quite so significant in geopolitics. But today is September 11th, and if you come to today, we are seeing acts of war being actively done on other countries, sovereign nations. And today, it's not just the Russia-Ukraine war that is of concern. You see Israel had unleashed an attack on Qatar. And this is how the international law, the respect towards international law, whether or not people will follow and to check its guidelines, these are matters that are of serious concern to world stability, geopolitical stability, and not only so, to international trade. But coming back to Russia's aggression into Europe, today it's Poland, it could be other countries in the coming days. The coalition of the willing, which is led by Prime Minister Keir Starmer in the UK, of course, they all come out in support for Ukraine. But these are the drawbacks of Donald Trump to a certain degree, as its administration had failed to render any kind of positive outcomes or any kind of security guarantees for Ukraine regarding this offensive. And the Russian war machine is not stopping anytime soon. 3.5 years have already gone by. And of course, earlier on in this week, we've seen how Russian attacks a government building in Kiev, which is first of its kind in the first 3 years. Safe to say that a lot of things are happening in the global dominion.
Mr. Shamsul Alam Pantho, my question would be, could this escalation spill over into a broader regional conflict beyond Gaza? It was included Gaza, then sometimes attacked on Lebanon, then Houthi. Now it has come to the heart of the Middle East, crossing over the Saudi Arabia, nearing the all GCC countries. What is the things you can see?
Thanks for passing me the mantle regarding this issue. I want to first reiterate what the leader of Qatar had said. Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed Al Thani had said a collective regional response is being prepared to counter Israel's attack on Doha, stressing that consultations are underway with Arab and Islamic partners. I'll give you the quote in, there is a response that will happen from the region. This response is currently under consultation and discussion with other partners in the region. This is what the leader of Qatar has told the CNN. In my understanding, we always used to bring a debate where we said how Arab leaders are silent and they are not taking enough roles into this offensive into Gaza. But today, in an attempt to attack Hamas, they have attacked a sovereign nation. Previously, in the Israel-Iran war, Iran had tried to get like a safe facing exit from that war. And what they did was they attacked the US airbase in Qatar and Al Udeid airbase, and it had reminded Qatar that Israel is a force that will not stop at the helm of any other nation. Even if the United States were to send a missile barrage or a destroyer to the Gaza front, seafront, even then they would not understand what kind of heinousness they are causing and what kind of troublesome nation it is towards the entire world. You see, the British, the French, the Germans, they all come out in outright condemnation of this attack in Qatar. And as we know that in the Middle East, it's Dubai and Doha are the two major transitional ports for aircrafts around the entire globe. It's what connects the west to the east, and of course an attack in Doha does put stress in other elements such as tourism as well. But coming back to the regional response that the Emir was talking about, it is going to be a spectacle to see if such an attack on Israel can happen from such Arab League nations. Of course, they are all benefited by the US military bases in individual countries inside the Arab League nations. But one of the things they will slowly start to understand is the silence of the United States administration in dealing with Israel's heinousness. And of course, the death toll has surpassed 62,000 from the latest that I have, and they are completely decimating Gaza, and they are asking the citizens to leave. Almost 1 million people are in the face of probably the only example of modern day genocide that in the 21st century we are witnessing as of date. But no power in the world can stop Benjamin Netanyahu if it's not the divine power that we all are hoping to see.